holiday, and welcome to another one of my lectures as I'm out here on this nature trail. It's great. It's a great day today. You got a lot of different kids out here practicing for games. This park is just absolutely, this walking trail is absolutely phenomenal. You can bring your family out here. You can come out here, get walking. They have different various fields. It's always a lot of kids out here playing their sports games on the weekend. So before I get into this very important lecture, I go on my walk. I do physical activity every single day now since I'm out of the workforce. I incorporate my healthy lifestyle and exercise and walking, a combination of weights daily. So before I get started, I want to say mark your calendar for Saturday, November the 4th, 2023 from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. I'm going to do my second power lecture from 11 to 1. I'm going to be talking about various of thought-provoking topics. You will gain a lot of valuable information by joining in on this power lecture. As the Spirit guide me, I'm going to do these lectures, power lectures, once a month. And so with that being said, let's get down to today's very important topic. Before I get into this topic, let me take me a quick sip of water, because this sun ain't no joke out here for some reason this early in the morning. So give me one moment. All right. If the audience is aware, I actually retired and relocated to the Clearwater, Florida area. You know, out here, it is a different type of heat. It really is. I've lived West Coast. I've lived in Arizona, and out there it's a dry heat. So, but anyway, here we go. The focus of this very important lecture is going to be: do not, and I repeat, do not use social media for therapy. Do not use social media for therapy. And there's so many important reasons why not to do that. And when I say therapy, I'm talking about if a person's going through various types of problems, rather, it's depression, anxiety, family problems, alcohol or drug addiction, past trauma, past childhood trauma or adult trauma, abuse, neglect, incest, rape, PTSD, various types of forms of issues that can cause a person to go into therapy with the appropriate credentialed individual. So do not, that's the number one reason, do not use social media as a form of therapy. Social media, to be honest with you, social media, and I was talking to someone about this, it was really intended, and I'm talking about all platforms, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all of them. Social media, if you really study the history of social media, was really intended to impart knowledge, to share information, rather it's a how-to do video, to share information, to a lot of people niche may be exercising, so you're sharing that knowledge. You can go on YouTube or any platform and pull up different types of menus on how to prepare a meal. So social media was really intended to share and exchange useful information versus therapy. Social media should not be used as therapy. And if the audience is aware, although I'm retired, but I am a licensed clinical addiction specialist. I've gone through years of training, postgraduate, master degrees, internship, set for credentialing for the board to be conferred my credential as an expert to treat people who are suffering from alcoholism or drug addiction, or if they have anxiety or depression that's related to their addiction, where they can go to an expert to work on their problems. So that's another reason why people should not use social media as for therapy, because these people who are giving these advices and is changing information back and forth, number one, they're not credentialed, because if they were credentialed, a credentialed person is going to know that you cannot or you should not utilize social media for therapy, because there's a such thing as confidentiality, which is real big in the clinical world. You got to have a consent to treat, sign documents to do all this to protect your license. So that's a huge reason right there. And most importantly, as a person, you should not want to put your personal, deep personal type information out there on these platforms for the whole world to see. If you got a problem with your mother, father, sister, brother, significant other, past trauma, I would think you would not want to put that on social media for the whole world to chime in and going back and forth and sending messages and dialoguing for the whole world to hear. And I'm going to tell you something. Another important reason, and people really need to embrace this, to not use social media for therapy, because I'm going to tell you something. Employers are now monitoring social media because they want to know if they got an employee on social media bringing all this type of attention to themselves, talking about their problems, their family problems, personal problems, mental health problems, addiction problems. I'm telling you, employers, that can bring negative attention to that organization. That can bring negative attention to that employer. And I'm going to tell you something. There have been many times, because what people post on social media, they have lost their job. They have lost their job behind what they have posted on social media. I mean, it's happening time and time again. And I'm going to take it a step further. If you're going to be applying for a job, you can qualify for that job, do well on the interview, but I'm telling you, behind the scene, employers are also checking social media in reference to that potential employee. And I'm telling you, if it's controversial stuff that person's presenting on social media, if they're presenting problems that really need to be addressed by a therapist, I'm telling you, behind the scene, employers might not say, this ain't the reason I'm not hiring you, but trust me, employers now are checking the person out on social media to see what type of information that they are self-disclosing on social media, and that can be a contributing factor on whether or not they get that job. And it's happening. I'm telling you, it's happening. So that's another reason why a person should not use social media as therapy, because that potential employer, if that person is on there self-disclosing about their depression, their anxiety, family problems, relationship problems, I'm suicidal, I want to hurt myself, they airing out all their past trauma issues. If a potential employer hear all that, trust me, they're not going to hire you, because in their mind, they're going to say this can potentially have a negative impact on the organization. That employer could say, who wants to hire somebody with those type of problems? They really need to go get some counseling or therapy. I'm telling you, it goes on behind the scene, and that is another reason why people should not use social media for therapy. Because I'm gonna tell you something, as a therapist myself, I worked 20+5 years as a licensed addiction expert. I'm credentialed and skilled to work with people with substance abuse and depression and anxiety related to their substance abuse. So as a therapist, if you're in the therapy world, you know where I'm coming from. You understand the power of signed consent to treat. You understand the power of confidentiality, HIPAA, and all of that surrounding that. So, but when people try to use social media as therapy, they don't understand that they are breaching. The person is breaching their own confidentiality. You putting all your confidential stuff out there for the whole world to see, and you can block getting a job, you can block getting a promotion, you can block, and then it can have an impact on you losing your job. And I'm keeping it real. And my spirit been guiding me to touch on this topic, because I'm telling you, it's out of control. It's out of control. And I tell anybody, if you got any kind of issues like that going on, seek counseling, seek therapy from a credentialed person, where that therapist is bound by confidentiality laws. They're going to protect your confidentiality. And most importantly, they're going to have you to sign a powerful consent to treat you. And I'm here to tell you, this information needs to be shared. Share this information. This is a needed topic. And with closing, like I said, in reality, social media really was intended to share and exchange valuable information that a person can utilize. Rather, it's information on how to assemble furniture. Rather, it's information on nutritional. Rather, it's information on workout routine. Rather, it's information and tips on how to get out of debt, those type of issues, or just inspiring, uplifting, motivational information that can be of value to the viewer. So that's all I have. Look at that field out there. All those folks out there playing. I hope y'all can see that. And I'm telling you, this incline, decline, and talking, I'm working my lungs out, which is good. Getting that cardiovascular, getting that good workout in all over. So that's all I have. Simplify, Simple Fidelis, and I'm going to leave you in the care of your own conscience. Have a great day.